Community Living Essex County has had a remarkable journey so far, and as we take the time to look back on our history, it's important to acknowledge and celebrate all that we have achieved as an organization. Many of you already know our history and that this agency began with a small group of families, just 8 to be exact, who were interested in starting a school for their loved ones. Their determination and pursuit of inclusion for their children sparked a remarkable journey, and this spirit of advocacy carries on in the work that we do today. Their work eventually led to the creation of our organization on September 11, 1961, when it was incorporated with operating bylaws. This was a momentous occasion in our history and the beginning of our mission to ensure that anybody with an intellectual disability has the opportunity to achieve their goals and dreams, realizing their full value as citizens in their community. As an organization, we continue to grow. Our operating budget and the range of services available to people and their families increased. After operating Sun Parlor School and Sun Parlor Day Nursery, our organization continued to look for ways to serve people and their families. In 1982, we celebrated the opening of our first children's residence. This became home to 5 children who previously lived in an institution. This residence also offered 2 additional beds for emergency respite to families. Our services expanded to adults with an intellectual disability requiring supports. In 1971, a 5,400 square foot building was purchased and served as a place for 55 adults to meet, to build, and create various projects out of wood. It was known as the Adult Rehabilitation Center, or ARC for short. 3 years later, in 1974, a 3,000 square foot addition was added to allow for a dedicated woodworking shop. ARC continued to operate until 1993. It's at this time that our main office in Essex was planned on the very property where ARC used to be. A year later, we opened the doors to our brand new accessible office building. In 1986, at the time of our 25th anniversary, our services included 3 workshops, 4 group living homes, transportation services, a contract work program, a recreation program, and a nursery. We supported over 300 people and had 140 employees. Fast forward another 35 years to today, and we are the largest nonprofit employer in Windsor and Essex County, and we are the largest developmental service sector service provider in the West Region of Ontario. We support over 700 children, youth, and adults. We have 53 owned and 6 leased properties and a fleet of 66 vehicles. We've come an incredibly long way since 1961, when we had 1 property and 1 borrowed station wagon. In our 60-year history, not only have our supports evolved, so has our brand and in the way that we communicate to our stakeholders. Our agency name has changed 3 times to reflect who we are and what we do, with the most recent being in 2003, when we adopted Community Living Essex County. In 2008, we adopted the green and blue colors and logo everyone knows today. Introduced in 2006, the Profile newsletter was a way to ensure the work of Community Living Essex County was known to our stakeholders. The Profile presented readers with updated information from the developmental services sector, in memoriams for people that we support, acknowledged employers hiring inclusively, dedicated volunteers, promoted fundraising events, family perspectives, and news from New Day leaders of today. After years of mailing out hard copies of the Profile, these were replaced during the COVID-19 pandemic by an online e-newsletter called Possibilities. In 2014, we made the leap to social media by joining Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And since then, this has been an invaluable way to connect and share relevant information with families and people receiving supports. It's also been a key method of promoting our fundraising activities. We also revamped our entire website to be mobile friendly. Technology is a part of everyone's life. Now, each of our support homes has computers, scanners, and printers so employees can do the work that they need to do. And as we continue to grow, so do our IT needs. Fundraising has always been a key part of our history and helps accomplish the work that we do each and every day. Many of our annual fundraisers have become a staple event in the various communities of Essex County. The organization has been so fortunate to have so many amazing volunteers, from those participating in events, working behind the scenes, to our volunteer board of directors. Our organization could not do what it does today without the loyal volunteers. The voice of people we support and their families has always guided the work that we do. In 2000, Ensemble was formed with support and partnership of the agency by two parents with the goal of engaging and involving families. The word ensemble is French for together and was chosen for the strength and resiliency found in the connections built between families and within the community. Ensemble is a resource for families caring for children with a disability, providing support from birth through adulthood. Their ongoing partnership ensures a family perspective is included and represented at Community Living Essex County. And just as Ensemble is representing the family perspective, New Day Leaders of Today represents the perspective of people receiving support. Established in 2004, New Day began as a self-advocate council to provide a forum where significant issues and specific concerns could be addressed. Meetings were held regularly at our main office, with fundraisers organized to support the work of New Day. Over the years, New Day's membership grew, as did their advocacy work. Members of New Day regularly attended Community Living Day at the legislature, speaking with politicians about important disability-related issues. For the last several years, they've also played a key role in organizing the annual Speaking Out conference. And in 2020, like everyone else, they made the switch to virtual meetings. This transition has helped the members to connect with other self-advocates across the province. This unique model of partnership between Ensemble, New Day, and the agency has become known as Together One Dream. The benefit of being connected to so many communities is that we have opportunities to expand and strengthen relationships. One group of supporters was the Ladies Auxiliary. Their volunteer work on behalf of families, people, and the agency spanned over decades. In 2009, the group passed their work on to others to continue, but a tribute is in the hallway of the Essex Centre recognizing their many, many years of giving. In 2004, an opportunity to collaborate with the Amherstburg Police Department presented itself. A group of families were looking for opportunities for their loved ones to be physically active and play sports with friends. A non-competitive basketball night began, held at General Amherst High School. Local police officers joined in for a fun night of sports. This group grew and became the Amherstburg Heroes, eventually transforming to the Essex County Heroes and expanding this partnership to OPP officers in other areas. The University of Windsor has been another long-standing community partner, in particular the Department of Kinesiology. Since 2010, we have worked together to provide an innovative exercise program with the people we support while producing important research that supports our vision of an inclusive society. Community Living Essex County has always promoted inclusion and advocated for the right of people with intellectual disabilities to have a choice about where they live. And in the late 1990s, many of the smaller institutions began closing. People who lived there were now able to move back to their home communities to live a more meaningful life closer to their families. This was a tremendous win for the community living movement. For years, our organization, along with others across the province, advocated for supported living options so that people can be full citizens in their home communities. And in 2009, the Government of Ontario took further action by closing the last of the institutions in Ontario. Again, we saw more people returning to Essex County, and the demand for supports increased as families looked for more options for their family members. Over the years, we've had wonderful success securing grants and funding to engage in meaningful new projects and initiatives. For years, our organization provided employment services to people we support who were motivated and ready to work. And in 2015, we received an employment modernization grant from the Ontario government. This led to some restructuring and rebranding of our employment services. We transformed from Ready to Work to Career Compass, and this led to further employment-related projects, including eVantage. We partnered with other organizations across the province to pilot the use of smart technology in the workplace to increase independence. There are now over 100 people meaningfully employed in their communities across our county. In 2016, during our strategic planning process, our initiative called Real Change was created. This was a comprehensive 3-year planning process to transform the agency's business and service delivery models to offer modern, relevant supports. This name was later used for our online hub for resources, knowledge exchange, and collaboration, Real Exchange. Becoming accredited was an important milestone for this agency. Accreditation is all about continuous quality improvement, and as an agency that is growing and ever evolving, we want to ensure we're always striving for excellence. These are just some of the many impactful projects from our past, and of course we continue to look at different funding opportunities that align with Community Living Essex County's vision, mission, and goals. We have always been very proud of all of our employees, knowing that they are among the best in the developmental services sector. COVID-19 provided additional proof of this. We were all suddenly facing a very different and uncertain reality, changing guidelines and practices, and everyone pivoted in their roles to ensure the health and safety of everyone that we support and themselves. And I'll add that we also kept learning, living, thriving, and making the best of this new reality. To all of our employees, thank you. Over these last 60 years, we have seen an enormous growth, great change, and many challenges. And I know we will see more positive changes and continue to overcome those challenges. Happy 60th anniversary to everyone who is a part of the Community Living Essex County family.